Hello and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley, and in today's class we will continue our Business English series. Today's focus is going to be on expanding internationally, expanding abroad. We, as usual, will do a lot of discussion and sharing our experiences and our opinions. For example, today we'll talk about reasons to expand abroad and as well as problems with expanding abroad. In addition, since it is Business English, we're going to do a little vocabulary work. We'll do a little reading and vocabulary fill-in-the-blank work, very much related to the topic, of course. And anyway, hopefully we'll learn a little English and learn a little bit about business as well at the same time. Okay, so let me welcome students to the class. Hello, Heidi. How are you?
Nice to see you again. And I went to the cinema to see Mission Impossible with my husband.
Did you? Is that out already? Didn't know that was. Oh, okay. How was it?
Very good. I enjoyed.
Does Tom Cruise get killed? No, don't tell me.
I've never bored.
Okay, never bored. Well, sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Maybe I'll go check it out next weekend. Well, this weekend, a couple days. Thanks for that tip. All right. Hello, Matthew, as well. How are you today?
Hey, teacher Oakley. I'm
Hey.
quite well. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Really hot here, but I'm okay. I'll hide out here in my air-conditioned office, and I should be okay. Okay, our topic today is expanding abroad. Okay, let's start with the very basic question. And I guess this is kind of simple. Maybe, maybe not. Heidi, why do companies expand to other countries? Well,
I'm not sure about the other countries, but in Japan, the sales is decreasing because of the population. Older and older. So they needed to expand their sales to other countries.
Okay. Now, see, I thought this was a very straightforward question. To make more money, to expand their market. Yeah, okay. Well, there are other reasons. Very good, thanks. Wasn't expecting that answer. That's pretty good. Matthew, can you think of any other reasons besides the obvious making money and expanding the market? Is there any other reasons that a company might expand internationally?
Do you mean expand in what way? Like to sell in other countries or what?
That's what I'm talking about. Exactly.
Well, the only thing that I can think is the making more money. Like, why would you go like to sell in other countries? To sell, only to sell. If you go there to produce, maybe you can go
okay.
like to open factories. For example, what I know that there are some European car producing companies like Volkswagen. Do you call it Volkswagen?
Yeah, Volkswagen.
Okay,
VW,
I was wondering
for sure.
I was wondering how do you call it in English, and this company. So other like European companies, like French companies, car companies, and what I know that they've opened factories in Russia, for example, like in Moscow and other cities, just to produce their cars and to sell, or maybe to assemble. Yeah, assemble the cars.
Right. Okay. In addition to foreign markets, there's also the manufacturing side, and sometimes they go together, and it will help them to open up the market by also assembling or manufacturing in that country, maybe to keep down costs, keep down shipping costs, as well as labor costs, possibly materials costs. even. Right. Well, okay. That's a very good point. Another possible point may be, I don't know, something I thought of is possibly if you're in a lot of different markets, different countries, different continents, possibly in a way that's kind of insurance. If something goes terribly wrong in one country, doesn't necessarily affect your overall sales that much. Instead of dropping 50%, you drop 5% because you also have sales in other areas. So maybe a little bit insurance, you know.
That's a good point. Okay, I didn't think that. Yeah, that's a really good point because you know, maybe in other countries like it's some crisis or something, you know.
Right.
And you can sell in other countries.
Right. There always seems to be a crisis. Yeah, just Volkswagen. Americans often call it VW, by the way. So if you hear an American talk about a Volkswagen, a lot of times they say VW. Oh yeah, I had a VW when I was 18, like that. Okay, you know, my insurance point that goes along with an expression in English I'd like to share with you. It's about eggs. Do you guys know what I'm about to say?
Don't keep all your eggs in one basket.
That's it. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's exactly
Or
correct.
there is, but do you know the opposite idiom of this one? Like the opposite.
No.
No? Keep all your eggs in one basket, but like look at after it very careful. Something like that.
Put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure your basket's made out of titanium.
Something like that. The idea is that.
And lined with foam. Okay. All right. Ken is here, so let me welcome Ken. Hey, Ken.
Yes, hello. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. Actually, we were just kind of brainstorming reasons why companies expand into a new market or move part of their business to another company. We've actually, other than the obviously trying to make more money, we've actually come up with a few maybe surprising ideas. Do you have any maybe ideas about any reasons other than the obvious reasons why a company might want to expand into another market?
Obvious market reason is expand the market, their market.
Sure.
Yeah.
Make more money.
More profit. Or, you know, sometimes, you know, economic situation one country is, you know, changeable actually. But if the company sells their products a lot of different countries, so less influence to happen to that company.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of talked about that. Diversifying. Well, there's the word. Okay. Diversify. Personal investment. People diversify their investments. Right? It's the same kind of idea. Okay, let's move on with our discussion and talk about. I'm going to do a screen share so we can kind of look at some co-locations and kind of look at this as we talk about it. We already talked about question number 1 here. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of the following methods? How you break into a foreign market, and by the way, this is the common colloquial way to express in English opening a new market. You break into a market, break into a foreign market like that. So how to do it? What might be an advantage and a disadvantage? For example, if you can't think of any advantage or any disadvantage, that's fine too. Heidi, let's go point by point using a local agent or distributor. All right, what might be an advantage to using a local agent?
They know about their country, so they have, if they have ability, maybe it's very good to than sending some agent from own country. But disadvantage is it often happens they steal the technology or something, and then they leak that to the local company.
Ah, good one. Okay. I also like that you added the qualification or the caveat, if they know what they're doing. Yeah, okay. Yeah. If they're good and know what they're doing, then they can really help. Oh, okay. By the way, that's when you express an idea and say, well, give a condition. Okay, provided this happens, if this is true, then that is true, like a conditional sentence. That condition, like Heidi just demonstrated, we call that a qualification. She made a qualification that the person knows what they're doing. Or, oh, there it is. Whoops. Oh, I wrote it in the... I was trying to write it in the chat box. I wrote it on my material. Okay. A qualification or a caveat is another way to say it. Caveat, I believe, is a Latin word, I think. But anyway, when one condition or qualification is provided, that's what that's called in English. Okay, well, that's a pretty good advantage and disadvantage there. Okay. Next one, Matthew. And by the way, as we go around, if somebody wants to comment on another one of the bullet points as we go around, go ahead. It's fine. But let's look at the next bullet point, Matthew. Starting a joint venture with a local company. What advantages or disadvantages?
So, does it mean that you start a new company with another company, like local company, or what?
Yeah, basically, you work with another company that's already established, obviously, in the country you're trying to move to, and yeah, basically, you start a subsidiary, perhaps. That's
okay.
right. And yeah, it's kind of like you'd be making a startup. That's right. That's the idea, Matthews. You basically, it's almost like starting a new company.
Okay, so I think advantage could be that you are starting the business from the scratch. That's the advantage that okay. You don't have like so basically your new company will have new rules. People will be kind of new, or all people will be new, so there will not be an element of corruption or something like that, like some schemes, in fraud schemes in that company, so things like that. So basically, you are starting a new company, and that company will be how you want to be.
Okay.
How you'd like to be.
Okay, so you can mold. Here's a good verb that might be useful. You can mold the company. Sort of form fit. You can mold the company however you want it to be, and even take into account the local employees and environment. I mean, like business environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any disadvantages?
Yeah, for sure. There are more. Like one of them that you would need more money. So basically. If the market is established, like there are local distributors, competitors, you'll have to invest more money to start from the scratch, and maybe there are some kind of regulations, laws that you should go through them, and that can be as well expensive for a company, and time-consuming things like that. So basically, I've seen like cases that companies when they come here in our country, like some big companies, they bought out like other companies, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Local, or maybe they signed a contract, you know, like that. So this company would represent their company in our country.
Right.
But from the scratch, I think I never had something like that. So a company would come here and would start everything from the scratch.
But
Like
basically, they'd be a subsidiary. But also, Matthew, start from scratch is the expression. It's an idiom, so you can't mess around with it too much. No need for the article the. And just so you know, scratch is kind of a slang, I guess, word in English for zero. Sometimes we use it when we're scoring, like in card games. Oh, it's okay. Ken has 32. Heidi has 42. Matthew has 10, and I have scratch, like that. I have 0. Okay, so that's obviously where the idiom comes from, starting from 0. Okay, well, you mentioned the next thing. The other thing is the local company. You're starting a joint venture. That's a partnership. So you have all or any of the problems that you would have from having a business partner. How reliable is your partner? You know, what's your partner doing? You always have to concern yourself with your partner. When you have a partner, there's partner problems. Okay, Matthew, you kind of mentioned the next bullet point, actually, talking about in your country, sometimes there's joint ventures, sometimes somebody acquires or takes over a local company from another country. Ken, what might be an advantage or disadvantage to doing that?
To doing what? Sorry.
The third bullet point here: acquiring or taking over a local company.
Taking over means I can say overwhelm or something.
Well, okay. You have friendly takeovers, negotiated takeovers, friendly takeovers, and then you have hostile takeovers. Hostile takeovers, you know, somebody maybe even secretly, maybe using a proxy, will buy 51% of the stock of the company and suddenly announce that, hey, guess what? I'm in charge. Right. So I don't know. That could be either. So maybe it's different depending on how they take over or acquire.
Yes, maybe advantages of it. Maybe, yeah, maybe some company, some local shops or company can join the. Maybe it's very difficult to do business alone, so they need support. Some big company, so they can, if they can acquire or they can be a franchise at a big company, could be they can keep the business. And disadvantage of it, such way maybe some businesses, small businesses disappearing because they are overrun. It's almost impossible to, you know, to fight against such kind of big corporation.
Yeah. Kind of got the question backwards. The question is, what for the company who is taking over or buying another company?
Yes.
All right. Okay, for my company ABC, I'm going to Japan and I'm buying. The owner's actually selling me a small company, furniture making company. I don't know, whatever. I'm going to just buy it from them. What is the advantage for me to buy an already established company? So that's the question. What's the advantage for me, the purchaser of the company?
Yeah. So, yes, for example, after the regulation of liquid selling, loosened, many liquid shop could dominate their business, but they cannot keep business anymore because nobody want to buy such a expensive alcohol. So a lot of alcohol shop here became a convenience store, changes to 7-Eleven store or some other major convenience stores change. They became franchise chain.
Ah, okay.
In that way.
Okay, I see. Okay. Well, for me, another advantage would be if I buy a local company, it's going to come with any. If they already have equipment, they already have staff.
Right.
So I don't have to hire staff. I don't have to buy equipment. That may be another big advantage. And they may, I don't know. Then there's there's always the idea if you're a multinational and you're moving to another company, another country, if you're expanding your business. The other thing is, do you want to keep your brand image, your brand name, or do you want to? Sometimes when you buy a company, you're required to buy their name and keep their name.
Right.
Or at least in the United States, that's common. It's sometimes part of the deal. So I don't know. That could be a huge disadvantage if it affects your brand, whatever that is, service, product, whatever. That could be a big problem. I don't know. Okay. Heidi, the last one, basically doing it all yourself. Okay. Basically, marketing directly yourself without a local corrupt collaborator. All right, doing your own marketing, setting up your own business, doing it yourself.
Maybe result is very honest. If you check, you research the marketing, then you ask the opinion from the local people, the result will be very honest. But disadvantage is you don't know about that place.
Right. Yeah, the society, cultural aspects. Who knows? You could create a product and name it something that in slang in the local culture means piece of garbage.
Really take wrong.
And actually, there's many stories like that of foreign companies marketing a product in another company and giving an actual name to the product that is like humiliating or really bad. Can you guys remember? Can you guys any of you think of any of those stories like that? Have any of you heard any of those stories where a company markets something and it's like a horrible name? I remember one was like an American car company marketed a car in Spanish-speaking countries. I don't know if Spain or Central American countries or what. But the name of it turned out that when they translated the name, it was ridiculous. It was like Dead Horse or something like that. It was really a terrible name. It sounded good in English, but in the native language, it was somewhat ridiculous. I don't know. Anyway, there's some funny stories that go along with that. Okay. Matthew, does your company that you work for currently sell products abroad, or are they international? Or have you worked in the past for a company that sells products, international products or services, international?
Well, yes, they for sure they sell services and products international.
Okay.
Market.
All right. And does it affect your working life at all? Does it mean you have to travel? Does it add complications? Or is it a good thing?
Well,
it doesn't affect you at all, really.
Me, not at all, because the company is really big. So I'm working in my area of expertise. So I don't have anything with other products and services. So I work only for one product, and that's all. And
okay.
Me, not at all. But I used to work, I think, in a company.
Okay.
Was like a subsidiary of another company from abroad. It was like a company that provided marketing services, you know, and we were like a branch of that company in our country. So that was quite interesting because they came with a new with new tools, with new like kind of new approach. How do you do this? How do you do that? And new like guidelines or something. So for me, it was like interesting to know many new things.
Very good. That's what I was right where I was getting at. Okay, it's interesting because sometimes you can pick up all those things: new tools, new approach, new procedures. Great. Ken, how about you? Does your company sell products or services abroad?
Not my company, my university, needs foreign students because here number of youngsters are reducing rapidly, so they need foreign students. So the university staff often go abroad, kind of the fair. How can I say in English? In that fair, a lot of different university staff come and explain the advantage of studying that university. It's kind of activities, nowadays vital.
Okay, so they function at fairs, like student fairs, and they function as an agent, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So they're agent. All right. Yeah. Well. College students are customers. Definitely. All right. So, okay. So that's marketing abroad. Absolutely. All right. Does it affect what you do at all?
No, not for me, but my graduates often go a lot of different countries, India or Southeast Asia or
Really?
Yeah.
Are you jealous?
No, sometimes it's very, sometimes the staff have to go there alone.
Yeah. Some people think, oh, you travel at your job. It's so romantic. It's so wonderful, but it's not always all that wonderful and romantic. Sometimes it's a drag. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna do a little exercise here. It is business English. We're going to do an exercise here where if you need the words, okay, we have 1, A, B, C, D. There may be a best choice word. For example, we're going to do this reading piece here, which talks about, well, you'll see what it talks about. It's obviously going to be related to the topic. Hello again.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, hello again. Sorry about that. Momentary technical difficulties. Sorry about that. My apologies. Okay. All right. We were just about to do a little reading and vocabulary exercise. I don't know how much you heard of my explanation, so we'll just jump right in. The funny thing is I can't tell when I'm not connected. I kept talking for at least another minute. Okay, our strategy. We're going to do a little reading directly related to the topic, expanding abroad. So, for example, the strategic direction of Wolseley is, if you can guess the word, go ahead. If you can't, I can provide some options for you here. For example, key is key to its future success. Here are the main drivers in that overall strategy. Growing through acquisition and organic growth. Okay, Heidi, can you take over?
Mm-hmm.
I guess quite a bit. Okay, can you take over reading this paragraph?
Our target double-digit growth year-on-year. We aim to achieve this through a combination of organic growth, including new branch openings and acquisitions. We continually and evaluate possible acquisitions continuously following monitor, track, trace, following, we continuously monitor.
Maybe monitor, maybe investigate. It's definitely going to be a verb. Take a quick look at the options. Follow, monitor, track. Okay,
Track.
monitor.
Yeah, I think monitor.
Monitor or track, I think. Monitor is more watch something in place, but okay, monitor, track. Actually, either one could possibly work here. Okay. All right, we continually monitor and evaluate possible acquisitions. Heidi, what do they mean? It's very fancy, formal speech here. What are they talking about? Their company wants to achieve organic growth.
This is like food company.
Yeah, no, it's not. They're using fancy food words, I guess.
No.
Yeah. No. Okay. I think. No, this isn't a this isn't a normal expression or normal collocation. I think he's trying to express, like, as opposed to fooling around with financial markets or doing some tricky special deals, they want to just grow like the normal way businesses grow, opening new branches and acquisitions, selling more products. I think that's what he's trying to say, as opposed to some big tricky deals. He's trying to say natural. The idea of being natural growth.
Natural, okay.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. It's unusual, okay? I've never seen this before, but I believe he's being a little bit kind of metaphorical there. I don't know. Okay. All right, Matthew, can you take over here? We continually monitor and evaluate possible acquisitions. Okay.
Particular attention to evidence of. So what are the words?
Yeah. What are the words for 3? Blank. Particular attention. This is a strong collocation. So as they evaluate. Okay. Number 3, line 3 here. Placing, drawing, directly, paying. Paying. Very strong collocation, right. Paying particular attention to evidence
of financial position and the ability of company to grow. Could you show me number 4?
Sure. Okay.
Feasible.
Feasible is right. Okay, feasible. Let me see here. Evidence of a feasible financial position? Yeah, it could be. Maybe sound. Feasible means it's possible. If something's feasible, then it's an idea. You're talking. It's an idea which is possible. That's feasible. Okay. It's possible to do that.
Okay.
I think sound.
Like safe sound.
Safe and sound. Yeah, the normal English expression, safe and sound. Right. If something's sound, like we often talk about actual building construction. The foundation is sound. The walls are sound. Things like that. Meaning, yeah, stable. Okay.
Sound financial position and the ability of the company to grow. Of the number 5, target.
Target, yes, it's the target. It's the one they want to acquire. All right, well, that was a lot, so let's give Heidi a bunch here to catch up. Heidi, why don't you do 6 and 7 here, at least, in this next paragraph?
Although we set the highest standards in of sustained growth and profitability.
Yeah, it said the same thing. Okay. All right. Set the highest standards in blank of sustained growth.
And highest standard in terms.
Oh, that's good. In terms of sustained growth and profitability. Okay. Yes. I was thinking I didn't even think of in terms. That's a really, really good fit. Maybe sometimes we say highest standards in the area of, okay, in terms of. All right. Anyway, that's good. So let's keep going. All right. Heidi, keep going here. In terms of sustained growth and profitability.
We are never complacent. Complacent. What does it mean, complacent?
Complacent. Very good. Complacent. If you're complacent, that means you don't care. That's exactly what it means. If you're complacent, you're passive. You allow things to happen. You're lazy. You don't care. You're inactive. Basically, all of those things at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely kind of a negative word.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The something of double-digit growth demands continuous improvement from all World Series businesses. Some growth, pursuit.
Very good. I was thinking maybe the goal of double-digit growth. Pursuit, even better. The pursuit of double-digit growth. Okay. That's what his whole this whole reading passage is about. How they're going to get their double-digit growth. Okay. Moving on, Matthew.
With almost 4,000 branches in 14 countries, we have access to a tremendous, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Tremendous.
Could you repeat? Tremendous pool of experience and expertise that we are increasingly leveraging in order to share benefits across the business. We plan to develop a diverse footprint through an international supply.
Okay, lots of fancy words here. This is a pretty strong co-location, this whole chunk. International supply.
Demand.
No, you're thinking supply and demand.
Chain.
Definitely chain. Strong co-location. Okay, international supply chain. So they're organizing how they're shipping, sending, and moving their supplies. That's a chain. That's the idea of chain, a supply chain. Okay. Go ahead. Might as well finish up the paragraph here.
The establishment of synergies across our European businesses, increased global and international purchasing, global demand.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I would like to look at the positive. Global demand, global awareness, global. It could be a lot of things.
Procuring.
Procuring. Okay. Procuring. Okay. Maybe. Procuring is to get something. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's not what I expected at all. Global. Maybe global sourcing. Sourcing is where you get things from. Procuring is actually getting things. I mean, they're very close. I don't know. I don't know what this guy's trying to say, actually. Not what I expected. Okay. Let's talk about a couple of other things in here. One thing, Matthew, expertise. It's not a long I. It's the E sound.
Expertise.
Yeah, that's it.
Did they say expertise?
No, you did.
Okay.
Expertise. Okay. All right. What does it mean if they're leveraging? Okay, they have a tremendous pool of experience. They are leveraging. What does that mean this word to leverage is used a lot in business, especially among executives and talking about like this kind of more abstract business thinking. What is leveraging, Matthew? Do you have any idea?
Not sure.
Okay. The only way I can think about it, what I actually picture, is actually physically when you lever something. You know, you can't pick up a rock, so you stick a long board under it with another big rock, and use the board to pick up the rock. That's leverage. So that's kind of the idea. You're using it to this experience and expertise to make things easier for you, so you can do a lot more. That's the idea. You're using it. Basically, we are increasingly using in an efficient way. If you use levers to do things, it's efficient, and you're doing it. You're using it. That's basically it. How about this other phrase here? We plan to develop a diverse footprint. What do they mean, footprint?
Not sure.
All right, Heidi, any ideas? What do they mean when we say footprint in this kind of a way? Are we talking about our actual shoe in the sand? Probably not. Heidi, are you there? Okay, I'm sure. All right, your footprint. People talk about for example, your carbon footprint. That's how much carbon dioxide you're using, or your company's using, or whatever. You're talking about your ecological footprint. How much garbage do you generate? How much energy do you use? Okay, the footprint is basically, when you're using it abstractly, you're talking about how much area, how much resource, all of that you might be using. So they say they're going to develop a diverse footprint. That means they're going to be spread very wide, is what he's trying to say there. Okay. Last part was weird. Okay. Oh, let's move on. Heidi, are you there? Enhancing our business diversity. Heidi, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you take over with this next paragraph?
construction plumbing and heating professionals depend on welfare for the timely and something the delivery of a vast range of products, timely and reliable.
Obviously, an adjective, timely, and what delivery?
Timely and reliable. No, faithful.
Reliable, actually, reliable would work. So would faithful, actually, maybe, meaning they can count on it. I was thinking myself, secure delivery. In the list that we have to look at here, sometimes there's really only one possible word. Sometimes there's two. Sometimes there's three possible words. Sometimes there's other words that would work as well. I'm trying not to look at the list and see what words my brain comes up with. I thought maybe secure delivery. Okay, can you, if you wouldn't mind, finish the paragraph, please, Heidi?
Okay, we aim to increase their choice through a strategy of diversification of geography, of lines of business, and of products and services.
Okay. I would like to draw your attention to the very strange punctuation in this sentence. A little bit strange for me, even. I have no problem with the colon, the dot, you know, one dot above the other, and then introducing a list. That is proper. You should do that. This is a very common punctuation and form, a common thing to do in business writing, because obviously you're going to have to write lists occasionally in business writing, so this is very normal. What's slightly strange for me is using the semicolons to separate these. I don't really necessarily personally agree with it. I don't think it's necessary. I think you could just use commas. But anyway, I'm not sure why they did that, but there it is. Oh wait, but that's not all. There's more. Okay, Matthew, can you read this next paragraph? Developing our human resources.
We rely on people to drive sales.
Okay. More or less an idiom pops in my head here. Do you have any idea? Should we look at the choices?
People yeah, we should look to the choices.
Okay. Not a problem. All right. 11. People
on the place.
No.
Ground.
On the ground. This is very much idiomatic. So, for example, you have a reporter, you're the New York Times, you have a reporter in Iraq. Okay, and now a reporter on the ground. Well, you might use in the field as well. But it's in the field or on the ground. They're actually quite similar. You're talking about somebody who's actually in the physical place where something's being done.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. All right. And last sentence here.
We continue to expand to develop human resources, ensuring that we attract and retain the best and brightest people. We continue to expand our sales. No. Our
developing.
Developing our.
This is
classic. Could you show me?
Yes, I can. This one I can imagine. Yes, I can. Number 12.
Commitment.
Yeah, that's it. For sure. There was nothing else in my mind. Classic business writing phrase. Our commitment to excellence. Our commitment to developing. Our commitment to blah, blah, blah. Classic business phrase, actually. Okay, let's get back to discussion a little bit. Good job with a fairly complex vocabulary there, guys. All right. what can, Heidi, over to you. What can parents do, parent companies, not parents, sorry, what can parent companies do to supervise their subsidiaries? How does McDonald's control all those 8 bazillion franchise restaurants?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. For example, McDonald's, the Japan McDonald's, a different company. Maybe they somehow they control the taste or the size or something like that.
Yeah, they have to control the product in that case. They get a food product, and above all, McDonald's needs to be consistent. It's interesting, though, they're really not. You know, I mean, they are, but they're not. They're consistent. Actually, it's funny that I didn't really think about this before class or anything, but I just brought it up on a whim. But I have to ask you, for example, here in the Philippines, I can travel all over the Philippines, and the McDonald's are all the same here, but they're all different than they were in the United States.
Maybe different menus, right?
Exactly. Here we have mixed spaghetti.
Yeah, that's right. And in the Philippines, they're spaghetti with hamburger.
That's right. That's exactly right. And they also fried chicken and mixed spaghetti. So it's a little weird. And you can buy rice. I assure you, you cannot buy rice at McDonald's in the United States. No way. Right. But throughout this entire country, from the farthest north to the farthest south, they are very consistent. So it's interesting. Perhaps a strategy for supervising subsidiary is to have, like, each country has its own management and, you know, consistency, rules, all of that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually very interesting.
For example, Japanese menu, it's written, smile is 0 yen.
What? Again?
Smile is 0 yen.
Again.
Some hamburger is something yen. Our currency is yen, so
yeah, right.
coffee is 100 yen, like that. And the bottom of the menu, they wrote smile is 0 yen. So it means the officials always show the smile to the customers. Then I traveled to another country, for example, Italy. I went to the in the McDonald's, but they are not smiled.
Okay, which actually brings us to our next question very, very nicely, as a matter of fact. So how is a company like that going to communicate their corporate culture? Obviously they're going to want McDonald's wants their workers to smile at the customers, clearly. That's probably friendly service, I'm sure, is part of their corporate culture. They're probably right in, I wouldn't doubt if it was right in their mission statement or vision statement or what have you. Obviously, they didn't do a good job in Italy. Matthew, how does a big company control the consistency of product and service in different countries?
How do they control?
Yeah, how do they do it?
Well,
I don't have the answer, by the way.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said I don't have the answer, by the way, for this one. Want to hear your ideas?
Okay, I think they have kind of a book, like some instructions, some, and everything is written like from A to Z. So basically, whoever works in that company, they know about how should they. What should they do? How should they work? Or the style, things like that. Also, they have an important fact. I think they have a representative of the mother company in the child company. So basically, there is like maybe an American or something, and from the United States and another country, and they're checking if everything is consistent, if everything is okay. Maybe he or she doesn't work like for like every day, but they come like once a month, per month, and they checking.
Absolutely.
So that's the way I see they can.
Right.
Also,
right.
an important factor, I think they all the top level employees, like management, they go to the mother company and they have some taking some lessons.
Training. It's
training, yeah.
Business, so they have special training. Absolutely. I was going to mention that. I think training is a huge part of the equation here. Yeah. Yeah. As you're saying, talking about it, Matthew, reminded me of the English expression "by the book." So I think you have a point there. Companies that are international and have subsidiaries in different countries more or less are forced to be a little bit more bureaucratic, or, as the expression in English goes, by the book. They almost have to be, you know. One more thing before we go. Matthew, we don't normally say mother company, we normally say parent company. Is the common.
Oh, parent, okay.
Parent company, but strangely, we don't say child company. I don't know why.
But what do you say?
What do we say? Well, we use a more formal word. We say a subsidiary or a franchise or a branch or like that.
And that's a bad English.
Yeah, well, that's English for you. It's not very logical.
Poor English.
Yeah,
no. I mean, my English is what I meant. My English is bad, like poor. You know,
okay. I thought you meant
just
English.
No. Never.
It's stupid. Yeah, well, English is stupid.
That's
okay. Anyway, we're out of time. So thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Thanks for sticking around when I was having technical problems. Thanks a lot.
For the correction about child and mother company.
Absolutely. See ya soon.